Pretty sure this isn't a keep. Like, no plays till turn 3 seems pretty mediocre. Wish I knew what our opponent was playing. If we knew our opponent was playing, like, Death Shadow or something fair, we'd, like, snap this off. But I'm pretty sure in the Dark and Modern I'm not allowed to keep this. I don't know. I'm on the play. Who would keep this? We're on the play. I feel like on the play, it might be okay. I feel like... Yeah, mulliganing in Magic is dumb. That's honestly my feelings. I hate mulliganing in this game. Compared to Hex, it's so miserable. Even against Storm, this isn't terrible, right? Because, like, they play Crapper on 2, we play Liliana, Edict them on 3. Against Affinity, we have Lingering Souls. This hand is great against Celestial Colonnade. God bless us. Look at everyone in chat just giving us, oh, look at that. Look at the stone perfects. Ye of little faith. Ye of little faith. Hashtag never mulligan. Look at, I want to give everyone the most real piece of life advice you will ever get. You will never lose a game because you mulliganed. You'll never lose a game because you mulliganed to 5 if you always keep 7. Just so everything's clear. It's just a fact. What a skillful and powerful. Look, I didn't even mess it up. I'm fetching before I hit them with the Grim Flayer. If they path this, we'll jam Liliana the Veil. Am I getting Snapcaster Maged? That seems awful, because it still hits them. Because tramples, boy. Really not in the market for another land. I'm probably in the market for a Siege Rhino, right? Traverse is like... I might not be in the market for a Traverse, but I also might be, so I'm just going to put the Traverse on top of my deck for now, put that on top, and then put that on top, so we'll draw the Siege Rhino next turn. Because my opponent is leaving mana up here, we're going to go ahead and cast Lingering Souls post-combat as opposed to Liliana the Veil, I think. It's pretty heavily represents a... counterspell. We'll probably play this next turn, so that way we could jam it before they have Cryptic mana up. The old flash in my Snapcaster Mage. Our ancestors used Siege Rhino as currency, right? Geistus ain't trash. They're about to be really sad. Man, you want to see what a sad Jeskai player looks like? Put a webcam on my opponent right now. Just the saddest of Jeskai opponents. Nice. Geistus ain't trash. Can I interest you in a Liliana the Veil? Good deck. Good clean deck building over there. Oh, you don't want to play Magic anymore. Just what a sad Jeskai player. What a good clean living there, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we're gonna bring in Thrun the Last Troll. I don't think this is a is this a Damnation matchup? I guess killing Geist is kind of important. Some amount of these removal spells could go. Probably all of the paths. They have Colonnades. Probably a Ghost Quarter matchup, because killing Colonnade is nice. Abrupt Decay is pretty terrible. What do you feel about the rest of these? Gideon's probably fine. You think I want Brutality? I guess this is Reach, technically. Got one more slot based on what I cut here. Is Engineered Explosives playable? It's like 5 mana, kill target Geist. Probably narrow. I mean, yeah, it's still reach. Like, opponent has life gain, but brutality is still reach. I hate a 7th discard spell, it's flexible. Kills random Snapcaster mages. Deck is much worse without Cryptic. That's fair. That's fair. Do I expect them to have walkers? Does the Jeskai deck usually play walkers? I feel like they don't play many. Trim push? Yeah, I like that. I'm bringing in a Ghost Quarter, so like I believe I get Ghost Quarter and 2 pushes for killing. Oh geez, my pushes are mismatched. A fucking tilt. I think I like this. Like a good configuration. This hand is great, right? Just like turn 1 Thoughtseize you, turn 2 Grim Flayer you. Our life total is going to be pretty low here. The old shock Thoughtseize on 1. Got opponent. Double Spell Queller, Lightning Bolt, Snapcaster Mage. Oh, they're on Quellers. Queller makes Path and Push a little bit better. Forgot they play Queller now. A couple lines here. How aggressive is taking the Opt? That's probably too aggressive, right? I could take both their Quellers, that's true. I guess I'm getting pretty close. I guess I'm getting pretty close to just having Delirium on for this Grim Flayer. Like, I could just not care about this Lightning Bolt. Yeah, I kind of like taking the Spell Callers away. Guidance would be playable in Modern because the card's amazing. Put a card on top. Card on top. Alright. Hit a land. Draw here. This is okay. I don't have Delirium quite yet. So we hit this. I think the fact that I hit this means that I want to Thoughteize here and then play this out so I can fetch a Godless Shrine or another Overgrown Tomb. They hit land. Okay. Take another Spell Queller out of their hand. Play this and pass the turn just so I could stick Liliana next turn if I want. They're not drawing a path. They have Bolt, Snapcaster, Flooded Strand. One card I don't know. Another Overgrown Tomb here. Got 2 white sources in my hand, so don't really need multiple white sources in this deck. Or land. Just playing Liliana and pushing it up like I am. Lets them snap opt, attack in Liliana for 2, but I think that's fine. And we'd also see, like, we're either going to see Snap Opt and then Bolt to finish Lily, or we might see Bolt untap Snap Bolt. Okay, so we're going to see Snap Opt and then... And this is fine, because, like, they're basically trading Bolt for my Liliana the Veil, and then I get to stick Grim Flayer as a... I get to stick Grim Flayer as a 3/4, or as a 4/4, sorry, because this will add a 4th card type to my crypt. And drop's good for us. Goyf, huh? So do I want to play a 6/7? I could play the Goyf plus Traverse this turn. I'm a big fan of being resource efficient. I'm a big fan of being resource efficient. I feel like Grim Flayer is a bigger must answer for them. Yeah. I feel like whatever I play is getting pathed, and the Grim Flayer is the better threat, so I'd rather the Goyf get pathed. Tasigur would be nice because I could stick 2 threats this turn, but it's kind of a non-bow with needing Delirium for my Grim Flayer. Probably just a Battle Cattle, right? I suppose I could get Thrun. Can they beat Thrun? What are the odds they're just like stone deads to the Thrun here? And this is the reason why we stuck it in the sideboard, right? Feel like we just get Thrun and like put a big smile on our face. That rampant growth resolves. And just get a Schwamp. Wait, in case we draw Liliana, we can go Liliana plus Grim Flayer the same turn. Thrun can get Spellquellered. Things worth noting. Thrun can get Spellquellered. That being said, they are through 2 Spellquellers, so you've Thoughtseized 2 Spellquellers away. Another Grim Flayer. I'm gonna cast these Grim Flayers, I think. They had a Spellqueller. Alright, well, I'm really glad that we didn't jam Thrun. If they have a path, especially a snap path that's Grim Flayer, we could be in trouble. Just regular path is not the end of the world. I'm gonna take 4 here down to 7. We're definitely in danger of getting burned out this game. I don't have a lot of removal for this on my deck right now either. Thoughtseize. I really don't want to cast that. If I cast this, taking a hit from this puts us dead to a Bolt or Helix or Snap Bolt. I do have a Wildwood, true. I want to stick the Throne first though, I think. I mean, we just had a ban list update, so Storm's probably safe. This line puts us dead to a Bolt here, but I think I want to just be aggressive and try and kill my opponent here. I think just like sitting around to this threat of the Stirring Wildwood just like gives them a chance to draw more. Alright. So the way that game played out, I think I want the 3 paths in my deck. I think they're better than these Fatal Pushes because they have these Spell Quellers in their deck. I think I want 1 less Thoughtseized. I think I want 1 less Collective Brutality. Let's do that. Let's do that. Abrupt Decay is not really better than Path because they could still spell Queller Abrupt Decay. I mean, like, we kind of flooded. Like, our opponent pathed us twice, so, like, 2 of those lands we didn't actually draw. Eidolon's okay. The problem with Eidolon in this deck is that, like, Traverse is a spell, so, like, if we have Eidolon, like, we're slowing ourselves down, too. Modern is enjoyable if you're able to disconnect yourself from the desire to win. If you just want to play like wacky games of Magic, and that's why Modern's like the most popular constructed format, right? Like, Modern is popular because if you're just like interested in doing kind of weird things that like enables you to do that really nicely, whereas like, no, that's Magic. Whereas, like, if you're aiming to be competitive and, like, give yourself the best win percentage, Modern's an exceedingly frustrating format because it's really miserable at, like, allowing you to pick a deck to be competitive with, regardless of what your opponents might be playing. Like, Modern has a lot of matchup variance in it, so, like, if you're trying to be successful competitively, you're going to find it really frustrating with the format, and that's what I was running into a lot, I felt like. Man, they got Logic Knots this time, too. Huh. Seems a lot more controlling than the previous ones that we've dealt with. I think I'm gonna take the Logic Knot here. Just try and get in under the rest of this hand. I mean, like, and part of the reason why it doesn't have a metagame is that, like, it's expensive to change decks in Modern, right? Like, the amount of past a good draw. I'm glad we didn't take the Queller now. This means we can run Gideon out on 4, get it spell quellered, and then path exile the Queller later. No, Kiki Chord's pretty terrible. We've spent some time trying to play Kiki Chord in the last couple of weeks on stream. You can find a video from yesterday. You can find a video from earlier this week, and you just get dumpstered. That deck's just like, it's really bad against the Eldrazi decks. Like, it's tough to build to be competitive against decks that involve like Ancient Tomb. Basically, what it comes down to. There are 2 card types in my bin. I guess if I stick this and then they electrolyze it on their turn, they could just Celestial Purge it here, I suppose, right? A bolt. Okay, sure. So their hand is Electrolyze, Queller, Purge, Cryptic, and then 1 card we don't know. Go ahead and run this Gideon into a Spell Queller here. See if they hit their 4th land on time. Good night, Brad. No, they likely have a 3rd basic island in their deck. Sure. Opponent's got Electrolyze, Purge, Cryptic Command in hand right now, and then 2 cards I don't know. Putting this instant into my bin will give me Delirium, which is nice. That's really good for us. Alright, well. I'm definitely binning that. Do I want to bin this Liliana to just, like, have a 4th card type? I think I do. Other one back on top of my deck. I feel like I want to force them. I want to force them to use this Cryptic Command this turn. So I could go ahead and like cast this Traverse and then cast a threat off of it, and then this Path to Exile kills the spell queller and gets me my Gideon back. I think I want to just get another Grim Flayer here, actually. And I kind of just want to like encourage my opponent to like spend some mana here, because like as soon as they don't have Cryptic Command up, I'm just gonna like path the crap out of the spell queller. It could get mana leaked here or logic knotted. Thing before it's done. They have Electrolyze plus Cryptic Command in their hand right now. Have a land. I get a Gideon back. That was like a result that we were hoping to have, right? Probably. Huh. I probably don't want to plus this Gideon. I probably just want to 0 it. Yep. They still have Cryptic Mana up here, so I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn. Like, I've got this threat on the table, so... like, bounce my Gideon, draw a card. I mean, yeah, these bad modern decks generate a lot of good games of Magic. They have an Electrolyze in their hand. Like, if these games were, like, the norm for what Modern was, like, that would be great. Lingering Souls is a phenomenal draw. Hopefully they're going to burn this Electrolyze on the Night Ally here. They could also have a Snapcaster Mage in their hand, and they're hoping to, like, snap Cryptic my... They're hoping to snap Cryptic my Gideon. Even if they electrolyze the front half of this, I get to solve the back half, and then like my Night Ally is surviving, which seems fine. Wolves deal, flash this back. If they have Snapcaster Mage here, it kinda sucks. Are we getting Snap Cryptic on this? Have another Cryptic? Sure. They get to electrolyze and claim the back half of this. So they got to answer my Lingering Souls without spending any cards on it, which is good for them. Should I go for Ghost Quarter now? That's a good question. Like, what are the odds they have a 5th basic? Probably pretty low. This might just be a Wasteland at this point. Any of these land decks play a 5th basic? I think I'm just going to pass the turn. They're pretty unlikely to tap out on their turn, so I'm just going to leave the chance to Wasteland them at their end step. Yep, sweet. Was in fact just Wasteland. Is that a good draw? How do we feel about that one? Good. Remember we used to have to fight through remands too? That was the worst. They do have Stepcaster. Okay, sweet. So they get to snap, electrolyze half this Lingering Souls. They attack with this. I'm going to trade it with a Lingering Souls token just to keep my life total high. It also puts another creature in the bin for the Scavenging Ooze, which is nice. Stirring Wildwood's a great draw. Another threat that they can't interact via counterspells. Put this into play. I'm supposed to play Scavenging Ooze here. I'm supposed to play Scavenging Ooze here. They have a third Cryptic, I'm a little sad. They could snap Logic Knot this for a lot. Their life total is getting pretty low here. They have 5 cards in their hand, but we're ahead on board by a pretty significant margin. Logic Knot for a bunch, sure. Fine. They know our last card's a Gideon here. Yep. Static Caster. That's annoying. That takes our pressure off the table, kills our spirit here, and then means our knight ally can't attack anymore. That's actually a really bad draw, because it means if they have a path for this, we're not going to get a land out of our deck now. Kind of sucks. Frustrating. Waiting for a Thoughtseize or a Collective Brutality or an Inquisition of Kozilek to play before we play this Gideon out. Man, that's a tilt. Have a Karanos in their deck? Okay, well, so we're just passing back and forth here. Things are not looking good for our hero. Need a Thoughtseize or a Collective Brutality now to punch through this Cryptic. The classic Supreme Verdict Spellcaller deck. Sure. Why do we care about my knight ally that can't attack? Hello, Declan. Alright, so they're not drawing. So I should have waited, because now I don't know a card in their hand. Wait, they put a card on top? They wanted the Sacred Foundry? So we're not firing this off because we know their hand is Cryptic, Keranos, Supreme Verdict right now.
No. It's back isn't up. No, I'm gonna go back. Go back.
They're one land away from having Keranos plus Cryptic up. He's speaking Toddler, so no, not really. The last vegetable? Yep, alright. Well. You think so, Toddler? Yep. This is why I can't play these fair decks. Like, lose to someone that watched the dirt a little bit harder than you. Super dead. Okie doke. We tried. Gave it the old college best there. Your bricks for a little bit too long that game. Tiger Apricot with the brand new Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Welcome to everyone that's hanging out here this morning. My name is Jeff Hogan. We're getting dumpstered in Modern for another day in a row, trying to figure out what I want to play at the team event that I'm playing this weekend. If you're enjoying what you see, please hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find the best stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, please consider subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. Those are the best ways you can support myself financially directly. You also support my content by supporting my sponsors, mtgotraders.com. I love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. Use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout there. You'll save 8% on all of your singles orders. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles using promo code Jeff5. You could save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com will help you customize your gaming experience using promo code Jeff12. You could save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, and sleeves with them. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from their wide range of custom artwork that they have on their website. And finally, SpareDeck.com. They offer kind of a unique service. They will rent you any physical, standard, or modern deck. Let's say you want to play this Abzan deck. You're very cute, Declan. But you don't own all these expensive Lilianas and Tarmogoyfs. You can rent it from SpareDeck.com for a weekend or up to an entire month. Yep. Dad was silly. He played the $12 league again. He needs to stop doing that. Yep. Just mulliganing in Magic is fun. Mulliganing in Magic is fun. Yes. So there's only 20 lands in our main deck, but like we have 4 traverses as well. So that's just like 3. We effectively have 24 lands. And MTG bot said the opponent's playing a Smallpox deck, so just like mulligan a bunch of no-landers against the Smallpox deck. Yeah, remember that game 1 when we did mulligan? Hey, look at that. So you're saying there's a chance. So you're saying there's... I'm going to Lava Axe myself on 1 most likely here. Ooh, maybe they're playing a crappy Eldrazi deck. That would be nice. Alright, Lava Axe myself. Show me what you got. It is a crappy Eldrazi deck. Look at that. Look at that. Just taking their removal here? I feel like I'm just taking their removal here. Fine. Nah, I'd rather skip the event than play Storm. And honestly, like, if the choice is, like, go drive 2 hours and pay $30 to play Storm in the team event, or sit home and play the Hex 1K for $7 at my computer, like, without pants on, like, the $7 no pants will win every time. So we're going to continue trying to play fair, honest Magic and trying to find something that I can stomach playing. Like even when you're winning in Magic, you're not winning enough money for it to be worth like playing a deck that you don't enjoy playing. So you should just like play the deck you enjoy playing, or you should do something else. That's honestly what it comes down to. Like Magic's the game that you should play for fun. So like that's why I'm playing. Like I like this style of deck that I'm playing right now. So I'm playing it to see if it's possibly something that I would like to play. Yeah, I'm just trading here, right? Puts a creature in my bin, like gives me a Grim Flayer back. Because people play whatever they want in Modern. Again, that's why like Modern's the most popular format. Like, there's no metagames don't exist even in the broad sense. You just kind of like do whatever you want as you please. The Jeskai deck's actually been one of the decks that's like been having more success lately. And like we drew pretty poorly in that third game for sure, but like that's gonna happen. That's Magic. Like, you know, it has variance by design. Hopefully we hit an untapped land here so we can play this Lingering Souls. Perfect. Grab a basic Swamp here so I don't take too much more damage. Lingering Souls. Next turn we can path this plus replay the Grim Flayer. I guess I gotta path this plus play Grim Flayer this turn. Block. Pretty good. The land, friendo. I don't think this deck really has a problem getting Delirium. Again, like when you talk about changing a deck list, especially one like this that's kind of an established archetype, the question you want to be asking yourself is, what problem does this deck have, and am I fixing it by making this change? And I don't think gaining Delirium is a problem inside of this deck. Like that's just not, like, from my experience playing the deck a small number of times, like I don't think that's the issue we have with they drew Thought-Knot Seer. Of course they drew Thought-Knot Seer. Good beats, good beats. Let's be a professional and draw Liliana here. Bauble. Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess if we trade here, I get to draw a card. Tough. Do this during my opponent's upkeep, so that way I don't draw the card till my turn, so that way my opponent can't discard spell me this turn. Hey, look at that. Aren't I a powerful wizard? Yeah, that's fair, Brad. I feel like there's a lot less graveyard hate these days. Like, Death Shadow's kind of on the downswing, and, like, Dredge is essentially non-existent. We should have bobbled as a scry. Yeah, that's fair. Fair. I'm not used to that play pattern. Thanks for pointing that out. Two Lingering Souls in the bin here. It's probably going to get overrun by that. Kind of a tilt that they were able to Thought-Knot Seer our second Lingering Souls. I guess I could have avoided pathing them for a turn, because they wouldn't have had a fourth land if I hadn't pathed them. Yeah, I had a Scryland, Tom. So if I see a card I don't like on top of my deck, I can fetch it away. You could also just like board traverses out against decks you expect to have graveyard hate against you. Like I don't think that's completely unreasonable. It's actually a pretty good draw. Their tokens at bay. Battle cattle. Moo cow, don't bother me. Moo cow, don't bother me. Boom, 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 boom. I wonder if I'm supposed to leave one of these back, so that way battle cattle plus a spirit can beat a smasher here. I mean, 20 lands is fine in this deck. Like you don't need to board all of the traverses out, but you could board like 2 out, for instance. That seems fine. It smells like I need to change a diaper. I will be right back. Sorry for the short delay. We have 2 cards left. I think what the cards are actually kind of a hit. We're ahead on board here pretty firmly. These 2 are the battleliest of all the cattle. What you got? Wasteland Strangler, sure. They relic me? Is that what happened? Just draw a traverse here. Remember we were talking about this card being bad against... I ran a flight of stairs to put it upstairs in the Diaper Genie too, believe it or not. God, what a fucking tilt. I guess I'm just firing this up and like smashing, right? This deck's fine against graveyard hate. Derp, 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 derp. Fucking Hogland, opening his mouth. Why'd your dad have to open his mouth? Why'd your dad have to open his mouth? I'm gonna hold on to this lay the land here, because hopefully it will become Demonic Tutor eventually. Which one do you want, D? Declan just asked me to turn off one version of Power Rangers for a different version of Power Rangers. Woo! right, so we're gonna trim a couple of traverses, maybe more than that. Decay, Pulse, Big Game Hunter, Damnation seems fine. That seems fine. I think I want to trim discard spells in this matchup. Is Collective Brutality fine? Card. Card kills the what's his name? Excuse me. It kills the Tide Hollow Sculler. It seems fine. How do you feel about Brutality versus Thoughtseize? I don't like discard in general in matchups like this. I think I'd rather have the card that just like kills their stuff. Yeah, Stirring Wildwood's been like the nut. I like Brutality being more versatile. I don't know, is Threaten good? I guess it just like wins in combat, right? I like that. I like that. Do this. I'm clearly both blind and insane, right? Alright, well. It was just Eldrazi, Texas, not smallpox. Whoever thought this guy was the last troll needed to spend more time with the Magic community. Trolls, they never cease. They never cease! They're always there! Tasigur, the Golden Fang. Mr. Banana Hammock himself. God, just... We've only get to 5 that last game, right? We've only get to 5 that last game? Alright, keepable 6. Opponent mulligan to 6 as well. Look, Bradley. We've got 4 Mishra's Baubles in our deck. It's fine. Do I want to use this to scry? Probably. And again, I don't want to do this on my turn because I want less cards in my hand for my opponent to make decisions with discard spells. Seriously? Alright, I'm gonna fetch a path and path this, I think. That way they can't take my Lingering Souls, or there's a relic on top of their deck. This enters the battlefield, choose target card, exile that card until this leaves the battlefield. So if I path this in response, I get my thing back, right? This is templated in the new way. This is templated like Banishing Light. Please confirm. I'm like 90% sure this is how Magic works. If my Lingering Souls gets exiled forever, I'm going to be very sad. I was pretty sure that was how Magic worked, but I just wanted to be sure. We're just playing King Banana Hammock himself, right? Like before they relic me. Get his dong on the battlefield. Schlong dongin dingler. My 4/5. This is their 5/5. Yep, not surprised that one went away. just gonna go ahead and cast this Traverse. Go get the basic land so we can put our Battle Cattle into play, guaranteed next turn. I have 2 green, I have 2 black. I'll get an extra white here. He doesn't have Relic Bread because I pathed him. This is pretty far off of like doing anything else anyway, so might as well just like cast this Lay the Land. Oh no! Kill my Tarmogoyf. Wow, do they really think they're winning this race? Did they draw? They had to have drawn a path, right? There's like no world where that attack is good if they don't have a path. One card in hand. All right, well, Mac you for 4, I guess. Moo cow! Man, these battle cattles, let me tell you what. Yeah, they know about the Siege Rhino. So, like, the attack with a Thought Knot there seems super aggressive. I feel like you're supposed to, like, leave it back and, like, offer the double, right? Maybe they're just dumb. Yeah, that's always a line. But your 2 cards there are firmly ahead on board. As Tasigur gets to start drawing us cards, I would like to block another Wasteland Strangler. I feel like I'm okay with that exchange. Like, draw a card from killing this Thought Knot. Moo cow! Ah! No! No! Fatal Push, please! Fatal Push, please! Alright, I guess I'll take a Liliana. One's calling me. Nope, I don't know who that is. Voicemail. Take the last card out of their hand. Got another Scholar. Deal. They could smash into Liliana and kill it this turn. I'm in a bad spot if they hit a removal spell here. Interesting line. I think I like just getting the last card out of their hand. I think I like generating just like the purest card advantage. Like, this Tasigur is going to get you generate card advantage too, right? There is. It is magical is the best way to describe it. It's very, very awesome. Play Matutu. Why would you keep a Cave of Koilos in your hand? I don't understand. I'm not going to complain, but I don't understand. Oh wait, this costs green mana. Oh, I thought that cost black mana. That would be way too good, right? This is technically a Sultai card, right? Dealer's choice, Battle Cattle or Abrupt Decay. Oh man. We're gonna get to play my favorite game next turn. lands or things, you either get to keep your lands or you get to keep the rest of your things. All right, we're gonna. Do we need to get the salt on screen? I might have. I put. My opponent goes, can't beat these Sacco draws, Jeff. I was like, I mean, my deck's full of good cards. Your deck's full of awful cards. So put more good cards in your deck if you want to draw good cards. Like, come on now. It's like, come on, don't play fucking black-white Eldrazi and then complain about your opponent drawing reasonable Magic cards. Like, I get it. Your deck is full of terrible, mostly unplayable cards. Oh, I tapped my lands wrong. Whatever. Just spinning this Abrupt Decay? Probably not. Yeah, the push was a turn late. Plus this. I have Damnation in my deck, right? My deck right now. Oh no, I feel like I should complain about them drawing spells now. I feel I'm very unlucky. Just the gosh darn unluckiest. They said they should come ghost me. I mean, it's not like I have a lot of hidden information here. Come ghost me, opponent. Oh, I'm just gonna block this person. Bam. Can I just get like a feature to disable the disabled chat? Is that like a thing we could add to Magic Online, please? All right, so if I attack with this, there's 1, 2, plenty of creatures. I can make this a 7/7. They could block with. Yeah, I don't want to shove that in just yet, I don't think. Do this. I could use Scavenging Ooze to clean the crap out of my crypt too, right? Oh no! I'm so unlucky. My opponent drew another spell. That's just so rude, opponent. Just the gosh darn unluckiest. What do you wait? They don't have any cards in their hand, right? Why did they attack with this? Can we just like ensure that I'm not missing anything here? Why is this attacking? They have 0 cards in their hand. I'm gonna go with because they're stupid. Let's aim for that one. It's not like they could have like a Wasteland Strangler, right? Alright, well, you know. Opponent drew a bunch of spells in a row after complaining. Still gonna lose. This Abrupt Decay was great. Talk about my friend Abrupt Decay here. Off. Why would you block with the extra Scion? If I have a removal spell, you get ranched either way. Trigger. Oh, because this way you don't die, sure. Finish him! Like, all of these are, like, reasonable spells. I guess Liliana's not very good. The other two are fine. Top. Look, all I'm going to say is, if you're going to play a tier 6 deck, don't complain when your opponent who put real cards in their Magic deck beats you. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, and my deck's, like, barely even a real Magic deck in the context of Modern. Barely even a real Magic deck. But still far more real than what our opponent's doing. Do I want to trade this for 4 spirit tokens? I feel like I do. I feel like that's a trade I'm willing to make. Thoughtseize is so terrible in these late game rips. Because, like, I get to trade this for my Tarmogoyf, but, like, I get to draw a card. Like, good stuff. Alright, DOB. Oh no, not another Thoughtseize. Oh, yeah. Is that good for you, opponent? That's good for me. It was delicious for me. Thank you. I'll draw a card. Good games. GG, no re. If you're gonna play Magic Online or Hex or any digital card game that gives you a chat for some reason, because they don't need a chat. Get rid of the chat. Everyone, Magic, Hex, just get rid of the chat box. Don't be a little salty bitch in chat, especially if you're gonna play a terrible deck. Like, don't play a terrible deck and then salt off that your terrible deck's drawing poorly. Like, don't do it. That'd be like me salting off drawing Kiki Cord. Like, when I register Kiki Cord in the league, I know what I'm getting into. I'm gonna lose games because my deck is worse than my opponent's. Like, it's okay. Don't salt about it in chat. Oh yeah, Salt Off and Paper Magic, do it. It's decent. I can discard spell away from like being the great. Otherwise, I will just have to guess. Why do you think Eldrazi Taxes is terrible? Because it plays a bunch of mediocre cards. Oh no! Oh no! Our opponent is searching for tomorrow. Oh no. So can I get these to be 4/4s? I really can't, right? So even if I fetch, traverse, plus Mishra's Bauble, it's only 3 card types. So I'm going to play this out, and we're going to use this Mishra's Bauble to scry on the top of our deck here, I think. I don't think this matchup's impossible, but it's definitely not easy. And being on the draw doesn't help. If we were on the play, like turn 2 Flayer on the play, we're probably in a pretty decent spot. But on the draw, we're gonna be in trouble, I think. I definitely think this is one of the harder matchups for this deck. Oh no! Oh no, they tagged me on Twitter. That's the best. The best is when they get salty in chat and then you block them and then they find another form of media to interact with you on. Like, come on, bud. Is your life really that sad? I guess you're playing Magic Online, so maybe it is that sad. Inquisition's not bad. Inquisition's not bad. I think I'll take an Inquisition. Yeah, I feel like I'm in the market for an Inquisition. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. All right, so what am I doing here? I think I want to just get... Alrighty. Play my Grim Flayer out here, and then next turn's probably Shock, Inquisition, Grim Flayer. If we get a... Witch hunting isn't cool. Look, man, if you like paint yourself in bright colors and like scream from the rooftops, I want to be a dick, like, you deserve to get thrown under a bus. I wasn't going to go out of my way to find this person on Twitter, but like, I might be a pretentious tool bag, but at least I know I'm a pretentious tool bag. I'm not a salty little bitch in Magic Chat. Like, come on now, just, I get it. Acid Moss! Oh god, and a lightning bolt. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, god. Am I just Inquisitioning them here? I feel like I'm gonna die to this Primeval Titan here. They might have Summoner's Pact. Oh, just escape shift. Good. That's well on today's lessons and when Inquisition is worse than Thoughtseize. All right. Collective Brutalities in, Decay out, push out. Ghost Quarter in, I guess. We really don't have good tools for this matchup. Our goal is to just, like, stick a thing and race them, basically. Maelstrom Pulse is fine. Sometimes you can win a game after you kill a Titan. Usually you can't win a game after killing a Titan, but we can pretend. Oh, Aven Mindcensor. Look at that. We actually put a card in the board explicitly for this matchup, and I almost forgot to board it in. God bless you, chat. God bless us, everyone. Am I just going to do this? Just, like, go max on the beatdowns? I think I'm just going max on the beatdowns. It has no text, but maybe it will work. Good quality, man. Opening hands on Magic Online. Opening hands on Magic in general. What's up, little dude? I would love to keep. I'm gonna top that because it makes my Tarmogoyf larger. The Mishra's Bauble means they can't kill this with a Lightning Bolt, which is nice with the fetch land. Thank you to everyone that's hanging out here this morning. I hope all of y'all have less sodium in your diet than our last opponent. Hanging out playing some Abzan Traverse here in Modern. We are 1-1 in this league and down a game against Valakut here. You wanna come say hi to the internet? Well, we tried. We tried. I'm just gonna get an Overgrown Tomb here because, like, we're probably gonna deal enough damage to ourselves at some point, anyways. Our Goyf's just got a lot worse, though. Whoa, don't push my keyboard, Brett. I think I'm gonna cycle this till we just need to hit a third land drop, right?
No, the push the arm. The arm. No.
You want a different show? We're done with Power Rangers. No more Ninja Steel here. The good news is, if we hit a land, I might just Maelstrom Pulse this relic. Untapped land, please. Ding. Yeah, I'm just gonna Maelstrom Pulse this relic. Just like kill my opponent. Get my 3/4 on. Dude, that's literally what you were watching. Dude, this is what you asked for. That's fair. Leave in decays for the prismatic omens. Dang it, Bobby. Dang it. Dang it, Bobby. Inquisition was now a turn too late. The old Carnage Tyrant. Alright. Hopefully we could just run them down with these Goyfs. They've got Stomping Ground and 2 6-drops in their hand right now. Oh, they have a Search suspended. That's terrifying. If they had a ramp spell here, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Hopefully they just draw more 6-drops and scape shifts. Tilt. That's like better than a ramp spell because it like lets them block here. We're dead, right? They get to do this and bolt us and then get 2 Valakuts next turn with the Titan, so we're dead. And, like, our opponent's interaction can trip, if we're being honest, so... This is good. This is good. I was like kind of teetering on the edge of, like, trying to find something that wasn't Tron to play this weekend and, like, be fair and interactive, but this is healthy. This reminds me that I should just do this. Bolt the Relic doesn't count. Relic's kind of interactive. Like cantripping interaction, right? Nah, Death Shadow is miserable to play with and against. It's far too dry and boring. Do not enjoy the play patterns that Death Shadow creates. The classic 1-2, 1-3 pair up. Opponent is dead for prizes. Hopefully after they crush us, they'll be merciful and concede. Please vote it. Please be merciful. Please be merciful. It's great, right? Turn 1 discard spell, turn 2 dork, some removal. I concede all the time. I am Petrodactyl, Pterodactyl, Petrodactyl, whatever. I'm going to say what I want. Thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime subscription, Petrodactyl. I do appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That's a tilt. We'll take that away. It's actually a really good draw. Means we can play a threat out that's not weak to these Path to Exiles. Drew a Logic Knot. Sure. Their hand is Path, and... We get it, Declan. You're loud. The gasoline dinosaur, right? I should probably just try the Jeskai deck. I played a lot of Jeskai. I've snapped a lot of lightning bolts in my day. Probably something I wouldn't hate. Opponent appears to be straight blue-white. Could still be Jeskai. Well, the Sunburn deck is great. Great. And Declan's just imitating the salty opponent. Fine. You drew a Cryptic Command? Sure. I'm gonna have to run into these paths at some point anyway, so I might as well just, like, play these Grim Flayers out and get pathed while I still have basic lands in my deck. I guess this plays into a Verdict. Okay, yeah, that feels bad. Does give us a sweet opening to stick this card, though. You gonna give Liliana the D? Gideon of the Trials. Oh no! Oh no, they play Gideon of the Trials. That's a huge reason to keep passing my hand over this Fatal Push. That's a tilt. A punt on my part. No, standard is the best brewer. Good standard formats are the best brewers formats. Like, people that are, like, actually competitive brewers. For people that are bad deck builders, Modern's a great format to brew in, because you can just, like, stick Ensnaring Bridge or stick Blood Moon in your deck, and, like, it doesn't matter how bad the rest of your deck is, because, like, you have Blood Moon in your deck, so you're still gonna win matches of Magic. Like that's why. Speaking of, anyone remember Turbo Fog? I don't think that was ever a real deck, right? This is good. We haven't had a good standard in a while. And so, like, part of the big fuel for the modern Fire is the fact that, like, standard's just been, like, rancid for a good long while now. Which is not helped. Oh, when I played it. Oh, yeah, we did a donation deck list, right? Yeah, the new deck list feature is sweet. It's leveraging the Twitch extensions. I'm going to try and attack this Gideon here. You have a path? Or Snapcaster, maybe? Sure. We're like bouncing my Grim Flayer and letting them draw a card. Yeah, I liked Theris era standard. What was the last standard I really enjoyed? That it was the 2015 invitational format. What's the one wait, what? Mick BR with the resub for 2 months. Thank you very much. Are we like tapping my cards? What are the modes? How do I cast? How am I supposed to know what the other mode on this card is? It doesn't say in chat. We've got Cryptic Command targeting Liliana the Veil. But what's the second mode? What's the right click? Oh, I could right click on it. That is just. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. How am I supposed to? That is just. Oh, good lord. Mono, please. Mono, please. Please, Mono, please. Please, Mono, no, don't do it. Don't do it to me, Magic Online. Thank you for letting me know to right click. I appreciate that. That is 110% a Magic Online fault. Sorry, it is. Don't have drawn a counterspell. Don't have drawn a counterspell. Don't have drawn a counterspell. Alright, so they have Gideons in their deck. Am I supposed to leave Abrupt Decay in against Gideons? Anyone? What do we think? What do we think? They probably have some D-spheres. All the discard spells are good. Brutality's probably pretty good. If Big Gideon and Elspeth too occasionally. Is it better than these other cards though? Like, I feel like I want all of these, which means I have 3 cuts to make. Do I want to cut a Traverse assuming that they're going to bring in Graveyard Hate? I don't hate that. I'm gonna do this. I like Brutality. Like, taking their verdicts and their Cryptic Commands out of their hand is really good. Do this. Pretty easy redraw here. He just doesn't do anything. Better. Not in the market for a path, I don't think. Look, I don't have hair to cut. All I can do is like cut it off. Maybe I should like do the Kevin Jones or the Matthias Hunt and just like find hats to wear all the time. The problem with Eidolon is that, like, because I have things like Mishra's Bauble and Traverse in my deck, I feel like I hurt myself with it as well. What a fantastic draw, Hogland. Spreading Seas. That's... okay. Gonna take Mana Leak out of their hand here. If Spell Queller's in their deck. Okay. Huh. That Spell Queller makes me want to have another Spell Queller makes me want to have another what's the word I'm searching for? It makes me want another oh, this is still the same Spell Queller. Oh, Cryptic. No, because they drew off the thing, yeah. Perfect. Now I get to jab the Bauble was a great draw, so I get to jam this Tasigur down their throat. And then I can Maelstrom Pulse their... I can Maelstrom Pulse their Detention Sphere. There's literally a Cryptic command right here. No, I should not have taken Spreading Seas. I don't give a shit about this card. So 10 out of 10, if a game 3 happens here, did I bring in either of the decays? I have one decay in my deck. We'll bring the second decay in for the next game, should we have a next game. Hopefully we won't have a next game, we'll just win this one, but... Safari hat. Vision, Sweeps, they have Queller, Cryptic, and then 2 cards I don't know at this point. Is there merit to Brutality? That's right, I don't think so. And they have Rest in Peace in their deck too. Mana Leak on top of their deck, okay. Alright. Escalate. Target. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that for that. They have a pretty. I feel like we're in an okay spot here. Like they have Spell Queller, they're drawing a Mana Leak. Got a 4/5 in play. Draw a Battle Kettle. That would be great. Is land, so they have Mana Leak and Spell Queller in hand right now. I guess they technically have 2 counter spells here, right? So we're just gonna like, and I'm just gonna put this out there in advance. We're not activating Tasigur because it doesn't do anything while there's a Rest in Peace in play. For the folks in chat that are gonna ask that question here in a second, we're not activating Tasigur because all it does is mill 2 cards off the top of our deck. That's why we're not activating Tasigur. Pretty good one. That one means we can activate Tasigur, right? That's kind of a tilt. Yeah, Spell Queller exiles Decay. That is correct. I was expecting them to flash in the Spell Queller at end of turn there. if I'm being honest. I'm going to fetch the last basic out of our deck here. That way they could, like, double block with Colonnade plus the Spell Queller, but they just ripped a path, so... They have Mana Leak in hand right now, so we're going to go ahead and play this. They have Mana Leak, Spell Queller. Oh no! Oh no! Please don't Mana Leak my Abrupt Decay, opponent! Please! Please don't Mana Leak my Abrupt Decay! That was actually bad, right? Because now they just get to kill us with Colonnade. I guess it gets the Mana Leak out of their hand. Like, kinda 2-for-1 them. Guess we're in a bad spot. Let's let them fire up Colonnade. And where's my creature land when I need it? How about another Collective Brutality? We have a second one of those in my deck, right? We just ripped the second Brutality or a Rhino. Got 3 draws that killed him here. Turn late, Path to Exile. Turn late, Path to Exile. Maybe I'm supposed to wait a turn cycle. God. Ugh. Alright, yep. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, they could have leaked to Liliana. Huh. That's true. I didn't even think about that. Okay, so yeah, so I messed up and the opponent punted it back because I didn't see it either. Conceding to Sphinx's Revelation. That's in their deck for some reason. Just no cards in hand. Untap, draw Jace. Untap, draw Sphinx's Revelation. Good stuff, good stuff. Extra Decay can come in. I cut another Tarmogoyf, I think. Bring in Engineered Explosives. Do you want to cut one more thing? I think I want this EE. How do you feel about the rest of these? Goyf versus Traverse. I feel like Traverse is better than Goyf. Like, the floor on this is higher than the floor on Goyf. I believe one Goyf in. It's okay. Yeah, Goyf's pretty bad. Alright. No, I want the Traverses. Like, I'm going up to 4 answers to Rip, so I feel like I can kill Rip pretty consistently. Yeah, seems pretty good, right? Discard on 1 into Liliana on 3. I think I want to play the discard on 1 just because it allows me to play a 2-drop on 2 if we draw 1. Man, talk about the illusion of choice. I'm going to take the mismatch. I'm going to take the odd Serum Visions out here. It's strictly correct to take the one that doesn't match. Help my opponent out. You want Cheerios?
No.
You want O's?
The bowl is hay.
O's? Where's your bowl? Get your bowl. I wonder if it's right to play the Verdant there, so that way if they Spreading sees me. Huh. No second Serum Visions here. Probably means they found a Mana Leak. They went top with those last 2. Drawing exceptionally well. Yeah. I'm not going to run into this counterspell. Feel like we can wait. Yeah, Grixis Delver. Grixis Delver is the best deck in Legacy, and I don't think it's particularly close. Things like the Sultai Leoville decks are like like okay additions, like if you don't want to play Delver, but I think Delver in a diverse field. If you don't expect a lot of Delver decks, which I think at the average paper tournament you probably won't because like it's expensive, I think the Delver is the best deck to be playing. If you expect your field to be like half or more Delver, then playing a more inbred deck like the Leovold decks is probably reasonable because like they're good against the Delver decks. Yeah, I could have. I could have floated mana off the Overgrown Tomb and then Abrupt Decayed the Spreading Seas on it. So if I would have played Verdant on 2, I could have played Liliana on 3, guaranteed. For Spreading Seas. Lingering Souls is a great draw here. It means it can go ahead and deploy a threat that's not weak to counter magic. Like not stellar against the Supreme Verdict that they have in hand, but like that's fine. If they want to burn a counterspell on this, that's good for us.
Oh, jeez. Oh.
Ugh. That's really good. Oh. Trigger. Says in paper, they can't miss their trigger. No! You're supposed to miss your rest in peace trigger, opponent. Kind of sweet that they burned the tech edge on a not Stirring Wildwood. Good for us.
Down. Your shoes. I was gonna hide.
This Ghost Corner could technically fix this for a second black, but in reality, they're going to like verdict these spirit tokens at some point, and when they verdict these spirit tokens, I'm just going to go ahead and pass. Dude, you've got cereal in there. We jam the Siege Rhino after they verdict these tokens. Timely reinforcements. Yeah, that's fine. I wonder if I was supposed to. Never mind. Rip the land. I'd say maybe I was supposed to path one of these to guarantee the Liliana, but we ripped a land here because I'm a professional. Any reason to not be attacking with Wildwood on those turns? Well, as you can see, when they attacked by mana, I Abrupt Decayed the rest in peace. I think that was a worthwhile exchange. They discarded the mana leak that they've been representing the whole time. We know they have a Supreme Verdict in their hand still. Sure. You want to path one of these soldiers? Like I don't. Like I'm just letting this happen. That's pretty good. It's going to let us generate a double spell turn here. I think I'm just passing here at this point. I really don't want to bin either of these cards in my hand. And if they path the Siege Rhino, I can then path one of their soldiers so the Liliana lives. Again, I'm just like trying to make the Supreme Verdict in their hand kind of awkward. I don't want to commit multiple threats to the table at the same time if I can avoid it. Reach is relevant and it just kills them faster. Like, attacking for 3 is a lot better than attacking for 2. Jace, sure. Snapcaster versus here, pretty easy. Took Snapcaster range, okay. Two card types in my bin. Traverse is not doing anything useful anytime soon. Guess I'm just trying to attack this Jace to start, see if they have another path in their hand. Cow tramples. Guess I just spin this Traverse the Liliana. I think I'm actually just going to get rid of all 3 of the spells in here. I really don't want to redraw any of these with Tasigur, and I can activate Tasigur this way. They're probably going to Verdict us here, but if they Verdict us, then the Liliana gets to stay in play, which is nice. They're smash into the Liliana for 1 first before we Verdict. And, like, the Tasigur's, like, good either way. Either we're going to flip over 1 spell and get it back to our hand, or we're going to flip over 2 lands and then we're not drawing 2 lands. Will not be surprised when they Verdict us here.
Yeah.
Need some more Cheerios? Come on. Yep.
Use.
Maelstrom Pulse back. Deal. Stuff. In this path. No drops on my end. We haven't dropped a frame since we switched from Comcast. It's weird. So strange. So strange. This is another good example of like Stirring Wildwood being better than, say, Shambling Vent. Just like getting in for 3 here is really good. It's a smaller company called Metronet. God bless fiber. So we know they have a Snapcaster in their hand. Treetop isn't fixing, though. It's another thing that it comes down to. So they're going to go ahead and path this. I think I'm just going to use Liliana to edict this Snapcaster Rage away. Yeah, it's weird. There's 2 high-speed ISPs here. So edict you. Am I supposed to play this other engineer? Am I supposed to play this engineer supposed to on 2 to protect myself from a second Snapcaster Mage here? I feel like that's kind of narrow. I'm just going to go ahead and pass. I'm going to hold this swamp in my hand to bend to my Liliana plus next turn. If they have a second Snapcaster Mage to flash in an end step, I think I'm okay with that. But like... I feel like we're ahead right now, but like we also don't have pressure in our deck, and our opponent's deck has cards like Sphinx's Revelation and Jace Architect of Thought in it. So like they're definitely favored as the game goes along. Like having this Liliana on board means we're like ahead by a little bit right now, but in the long term, I need to find a threat so I could like actually apply pressure to my opponent. Ugh. Speaking of Sphinx's Revelation, this feels like they drew one. Only going to be a draw 3, but that's still a lot of cards. I think a green-black rock, I think it's worse than Jund or Junk. I think the third color is a little bit free in Modern, so like you might as well play it. Okay, no Rev, that's good for us. Do they have Revelation? They have Cryptic Command, maybe? Bye. This is a bad line from the opponent. They have to discard this card that they drew unless it's like a Snapcaster Mage. And like my Liliana's going to get to go to 4 now. They draw like Sphinx's Revelation or something here. Yep, I drew Sphinx's Revelation. Punished. I'm going to bin this Engineered Explosives here. Want to like get this to ultimate as fast as possible. Taking my opponent off all of their lands gives us inevitability. Yeah, the deck list overlay is kind of awesome. All right, sweet. Gideon should put us firmly in the driver's seat here. Try and kill my opponent here. I'm gonna hold this Maelstrom Pulse here, actually, I think. In case they draw like a D-Sphere. Alright, we got there fair and square against the opponent who was 1-3. Yeah, I would definitely just like snap -6 by Liliana and take them off half their lands there. Not particularly close. While waiting for the last match to pop, I would just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone wherever you're in the world. Thanks for joining us while we hang out and play some Modern today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a TCG player and content producer. We're playing some Magic the Gathering here today. If you're enjoying what you see, please hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see and help support me a little bit past that, there's a couple different ways you can do that. The best is by subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. You also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com will love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout there, you'll save 8% on all of your singles orders. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you could save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com will love to help you customize your gaming experience using promo code Jeff12. You could save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, and sleeves with them. You could upload your own custom artwork or choose from their wide range of artwork that they have on their website. And finally, SpareDeck.com. They offer kind of a unique service. Let's say you want to play some Abzan Traverse, but you don't own Goyfs or Lilianas. You can rent any physical, standard, or modern deck from SpareDeck.com. You can rent a deck for a weekend or up to an entire month. Really good service. I used them a lot when I was traveling a lot competitively, and now I still use them occasionally when I'm like playing in paper. On occasion, I don't actually own any paper cards anymore these days. Pretty good opening hand here. We just get to Lava Axe ourselves and Thoughtseize them on 1 into Goyf on 2. So really small thing here. But because I have this basic plains in my hand, this Windswept Heath is strictly worse than this Verdant Catacombs. So if I'm going to fetch a dual land, which I think I want to do here, I want to fetch the dual land with Windswept Heath because this can only get basic forest at this point, whereas this can get basic forest or my basic swamps. So it is strictly correct to use the Windswept Heath as opposed to the Verdant Catacombs here on turn 1 because I have this plains in my hand. So little things like that that can give you some small edges. I think we just take the Fatal Push here and hope to run them out of the game, right? Take a peekaboo at what they're drawing this turn. I guess I should peek at what they're drawing during their upkeep, because if they're drawing a discard spell, I want one less card in my hand for them to be able to take away. Huh. That's interesting, King. Yeah, I like that line. Bauble first, in case they're playing Burn. DS Monsta with the brand new Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Welcome. New subscribers, make sure after it has a chance to sync 5 lands. That's good for us. Link your subscribed Twitch account with your Discord app.com account, and then check out the subs-only Discord server that we have. We draw Grim Flayer. I'm going to play that on too, but otherwise we're probably just jamming the Goyf here. Get 2 shots at a Grim Flayer. glad to have you, and I appreciate the Twitch Prime support. Another Inquisition. Yep, it's just Goyf time here. Get in while the getting's good. Waiting to Inquisition here is also good because it gives my opponent an extra chance to draw Snapcaster Mage. 2 extra chances, actually, because they're very likely going to fetch Shock Thought Scour at the end of turn here. So they're going to have their draw step plus this Thought Scour to hit Snapcaster Mage. Then we can Inquisition that before they get to snap back the Fatal Push in their discard pile. You want some? Okay, like, you know, we feel kind of stupid, right? Like, we paid 2 mana. Wait, why did they Thought Scour me? They didn't know, like, why did they Thought Scour me? I don't understand. That's, all right, I mean, like, you should only Thought Scour your opponent for information if you plan on conceding the game afterwards. Like, they just enabled Delirium for me. Are they secretly Bill? I mean, they have a Stubborn Denial in their deck, so I don't think so. It's Grixis Bill. No, they haven't Scryed. Got over their opponent. Wow, their hand's really bad. I'm just gonna take the Death Shadow out of their hand. They draw another one, I could Abrupt Decay it. Oh, this was a miss sequence, so I missed a point in damage, right? Because I added a creature, I added a card type to the graveyard. Still not super used to playing with Tarmogoyf in my deck. Yeah, missed a point of damage because of my sequencing there. No, that's statistically insignificant. It is strictly incorrect to Thought Scour me there. And it's extra incorrect because of the deck that I'm playing. Tarmogoyf can theoretically be an 8-9. I'm going to use this Bauble to scry. So, how you use Bauble to scry when you have a fetch land in play is you Bauble yourself, and you say, hey, do I want this card that's on top of my deck? And we say, I do not want a Temple Garden, so I'm going to go ahead and fetch that away. Get another Overgrown Tomb here. Godless Shrine. Shrine. So we know they have Delta Island, Stubborn Denial. They have 1 card we don't know right now. The Data Piece of Removal are actually in this game, right? Because, like, we only have our 1 threat so far. Well, we're not going to make the same mistake we made last time. Let's go ahead and Thoughtseize here in advance in case they have another card type we can add to the bin. I don't think they do. And again, I was going to take their Thoughtseize out of their hands here. I'm going to put this into play. Then I'm going to smash them down to 7, and then they're done on board. Put 2 in case I draw Scavenging Ooze. That's a good point, Brad. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, the Wildwood's been great. They really don't have an incentive. This is a good discussion point on how to, like, sequence with discard spells. I like my opponent not playing their discard spell there because they know I'm drawing 2 cards on the following turn. So if they draw a threat the next turn, they want to give me the most chances to have hit my removal before they play their Thoughtseize. So I actually like their sequencing on their Thoughtseize there a lot by not playing it. Like, which of those 2 are Thoughtseizing doesn't really matter. Like, in general, you don't just want to be snapping off your discard spells at the first opportunity you have to play them. A lot of the time, it makes sense to wait with them. Are discard spells good in this matchup? Real talk, chat fam. Are the discard spells good in this matchup? What am I supposed to cut? I genuinely don't know. My gut says I'm just supposed to cut all of these and play to the board, but I don't know that that's necessarily true. My gut says we're this, but like it's slightly different because they have stubborn denials. It feels like the discard spells might be okay. More to damage shell. Liliana's pretty important in a deck like this. If you don't have Liliana the Veils, you could play something like Liliana the Last Hope, another Planeswalker in that slot, but you're going to be much worse against a lot of decks without Liliana the Veil. She's expensive because she's unique. I mean, like, playing a 4-mana 4/4 against a deck that has 1 mana 4/5s and 1 mana 5/5s and 1 mana 9/9 seems pretty mediocre. Player is bad. I mean, I need to kill them. Like, we won that game because I killed them. Like, overloading on ways to kill them doesn't seem bad. But I mean, like, if I'm not attacking through their delve fatties, like, they're not attacking me. You take Stubborn Denial out against Bitterage. That's fair. Yeah, I'm just going to cut all my discard spells. If my opponent has Stubborn Denial in post board, I won't be too surprised, but, like, I feel like just, like, maxing on things that play to the board is the way I want to work on this. You don't think you'll ever Rhino, I want my ways to burn them out. Like, Rhino is, like, quality reach in this matchup. It's possible that I should lead on this, so that way when they turn to Fish or Angler here, I can path it and untap Grim Flayer. But if they, like, turn to Fish or Angler here, I could also just, like, path it and then fetch a tap land too, so... Spellbomb's okay. It's just, like, kind of awkward. Like, our deck's pretty mana intensive, and, like, leaving up a black mana to, like, get value off the Nihil Spellbomb is awkward a lot of the time. I think I'm just gonna play Grim Flayer here. Charge Snowballs pretty quick. It can enable Traverse for my... Or can enable Delirium for my Traverse. It gets pushed, then the Goyf is bigger. Well, a big part of why I'm playing Modern this week is I'm playing Modern for my team at a team event this weekend in Chicago, so trying to convince myself on a deck to play. Probably just trotting people. I think we're going to play another league. Maybe not an entire league. Jake gets home from school about 12:10, 12:15. We'll probably play Magic for another hour or so. Yeah, Jeskai might be good. That's really good. That's very good against Lingering Souls. Because I find Storm terribly boring to play with. I only want to play things that I could reasonably play this weekend, Brad. Like, this deck I feel like I could reasonably play this weekend and like not hate myself for playing it. So we're trying this out. I don't after playing with it, I don't think it's something I'm gonna play this weekend. But it does not feel better than Tron. Get you to play Abzan Company. I think Abzan Company is one of the decks I'm going to know, sir, on donations, just because it's really miserable to play on Magic Online. Pretty good one. Where sure is? Man, you're pounding those down, kid. There is a small team event at one of the stores in Chicago this weekend. I don't hate the human aggro deck. I don't actually know that I can find the cards. It's too late to order a deck from Spare Deck at this point. I don't think I could find the cards for the human aggro deck. Off a cliff, sure. Yeah, the human deck's fine. I 7-2'd the Moto PTQ with humans. Let's let people vote what they want to see next. Let's pull it. I'm open to trying either of these decks. I'm not pushing the Snapcaster Mage. I'm going to cast Lingering Souls next turn, and then the Snapcaster Mage doesn't matter. Casting Lingering Souls also turns on Traverse, so... The decklist plugin is phenomenal. It's going to be like every Twitch poll I've ever posted. It's going to be exactly like asking my wife what she wants to eat. Just 50-50 right down the middle. Oh, Lingering Souls doesn't, does it? Eh. Alright, they have a Delve threat, so we'll path that, which turns on Traverse. Or I'm just casting that. Good beat. Good beat. You got opponent. This matchup seems okay for this deck. Sure. In this Lingering Souls. You have a link to Yo Larson's deck list, Nifty? Links are enabled in chat. Feel free to post. I wonder if I'm supposed to leave the path up there. Maybe. I'd rather leave the push up, right? Because if they play a Snapcaster at end step here, I want to push it off a cliff. Someday I will post a poll on Twitter and it won't be dead even straight down the middle, but today is not that day. We have a Tasigur here. Yeah, every time I post a 2-option poll. Also, any of my subs that are in chat, I sent all of my subs a message or email or whatever. I believe it comes via email. Check. It's just a small poll asking you which of my content you subscribe for. Burn my Liliana out here. Thanks, Nifty. That's super current. Sweet. Duskwatch Recruiter. Oh, that's Counters Company. Ugh. That's a really good draw for the opponent. They get to get rid of our Lingering Souls here, and they're going to turn off our Traverse. We do still have this Liliana of the Veil and this Path to Exile, so like we're not in a terrible spot, but like we're no longer in like the super commanding position that we were in previously. Always cast Traverse Video Delay. I didn't want to run the Traverse into a soft Stubborn Denial. I did not want to run Traverse into a soft stub, is basically what it came down to. So I think it's objectively correct to not cast by Traverse there. I think playing around them drawing one of like their possibly 2 Nihil Spellbombs is super narrow. I like the line of Traverse for a land and then discard the land to get our Delirium count back up. It's a slick line. Also thins a land out of our deck that I really don't want to draw. I'm not a huge fan of Lingering Soul or Bitter Blossom in a deck like I think I'd rather just have more Lingering Souls. Like, I don't think you consider the first Bitter Blossom until you have the max Lingering Souls. Please don't link me MTG Salvation, first and last warning. It's like MTG the source of regular formats. Websites are such garbage. In the nicest possible way, anyone that's like reasonable enough to like write intelligent Magic content is likely going to find a way to get paid to do it as opposed to writing it on a site like that. Tron me up, Jeffrey. Look at that. This person knows how democracy works. They sent us money, so now we're going to play Tron. If that's exactly how democracy works for those who are unfamiliar. Alright, now I have to push this off a cliff. Kind of an awkward last card for them to have. Democracy in a nutshell. Yep, that's exactly how democracy works. Just so everyone understands. So everyone understands. Can confirm this is how democracy works. Because they already have a Snapcaster Mage in their discard pile, and I'd rather not give them an extra land. We need to hire some lobbyists. Now we're actually kind of behind, right? The Abzan Company deck's just like not something I'm going to play this weekend, Shannon, so I don't want to play that. And like I said, it's miserable to play on Magic Online. The Counters Company deck is like, I get frustrated playing it on Magic Online because the interface is so clunky for it, so like it's not worth it to me even for a donation to play it. Ugh. Man, that was a good series of hits for them. We hit like another path or removal spell for this. Lingering Souls would be pretty good here. We're an Abrupt Decay. Abrupt Decay would take this off the table and put us back to parity. We're up a game, right? This is game 2 and we're up a game, I believe. That sounds right. We're not plussing our Liliana, that's good. They had a Culligan's command, seriously? And I'm glad I drew Abrupt Decay for the turn like a professional. Return Snapcaster Mage, probably. We're out of here. Why is Storm legal in Modern? Because WotC doesn't care about Modern. That's why. Because the turn 4 rule is a lie. The turn 4 rule is a lie. Everything you know is wrong. Storm is the best deck in Modern right now, and anyone who thinks otherwise hasn't been paying attention. The pool's a tie because we're playing Tron anyways. That's the... Folks, hold on, real truth. The poll's a tie because we're playing Tron anyways. Does Green-White Tron give us better sideboard cards against Storm? I guess that's true. It gives us worse main deck cards though, right? Like, Collective Brutality and Fatal Push are better against Storm than Path. But like, we get to play like Rip and Canonist, maybe Vithalia out of the board. Leyline's okay. I have Orbs of Warding in the green-black Tron sideboard. I guess like Leyline, you randomly get to... You play Rule of Law. I don't know. 3 mana's kind of slow. I haven't had good authority that Storm can't beat hate, right? Good lord. People kill me. Alright, so now we want to draw like another Liliana of the Veil here to answer this Tasigur. Orbs of Warding also Also stops gifts ungiven. Correct, that is true as well. Opponent has 7 minutes to finish winning this game and win a third game. So hopefully we'll time them out. I don't know. Their deck's pretty aggressive when it needs to be, so I wouldn't be too surprised if opponent just like slaughters us here and then slaughters us. Here comes the Tasigur. 2 cards we don't know. I mean, every deck in Magic takes skill to play. The only people that will tell you a deck is skillless are the people that are salty about losing to a particular archetype. Like, anyone who's like a reasonable Magic player worth their salt understands that even decks like Goblin Charbelcher have play to them if you understand what you're doing. Yeah, we have a lot of good draws. We've also been like drawing really hot for the last couple of turns, so we're probably due to draw a land or two here. Boggles has skill during deck construction, during sideboarding, and during mulliganing. Decks that are more linear, where you don't have a lot of choices during the actual gameplay, tend to give you more choices during the setup and deck building portion. Even Tron decks. Tron's a control deck. Tron's one of the more skill-intensive decks that I've actually played in Modern. I know we make lots of jokes about it being like derp derp Tron here on stream, but the reality of it is Tron is one of the more interesting and interactive decks to play in Modern. Damnation. Oh, baby. That one's actually really good, right? Hey, opponent, you want to stubborn denial this one? Big pimpin', spin the G's, we doing big pimpin' up in the. Which one of these am I killing? Probably the Shadow. I guess I have an Abrupt Decay left in my deck, right? So I should probably kill this. This one draws some cards, too. I think it's a better format, Vintage or Legacy. I've been enjoying Vintage a lot more than Legacy lately. Just the hottest of fire on top of our deck here. Yep, I have one more piece of... I have Fatal Pushes that hit Shadow too, right? 2 Fatal Pushes left in my deck. Do we have 2 Traverses right now? We have 3 Traverses left in my deck? Unless I boarded one out? Yeah, we have 3 Traverses in my deck right now. I'm gonna go ahead and jump here. I think that's fine. Just jump before you have to is usually my motto. I'm gonna hold this in the event that they draw a... No, you're not having that. You don't actually eat that. Do you want some cashews? So that's a tilt. This is something I was interested in playing, Jet. It's like we make the joke that it's too fair for Modern. This deck's too fair for Modern. So like, if we were playing Paper Magic, I'd concede at this point. But my opponent has 4 minutes left on their clock, and I have 18 minutes on my clock, and they have to win a game 3, so they're gonna play out this game. Damnation? 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 Yes, I am cracking this fetch land just so my opponent has to click through it, because they're wasting more time here, apparently. The best fair deck in Modern right now, probably Jeskai Burn. The Jeskai Burn deck's been putting up a number of results. I think I like how we sideboarded. Pretty happy with this. I want... Maybe these Nihil Spellbombs are good. They have Liliana the Last Hope in their deck too. How do you feel about those? I feel like I want these Nihil Spellbombs. Trim a Bauble? I feel about trimming a Bauble. Gideon's okay. The problem with Gideon, he's a 4-mana card that gets Stubborn Denial. I'm really not a huge fan of playing 4-mana cards that get Stubborn Denial. Engineer Explosives is even better in this matchup because they have Planeswalkers. I don't think Thrun is very good. I don't think planning to block is like really, it's really expensive and clunky, and like it can't block if the turn it comes down because like you have to untap and have mana up, and then you have to like leave a bunch of mana up. I think that's clunky and bad. I'm just gonna bring in one Nihil Spellbomb over a Mishra's Bauble. I don't think I ever want to draw 2 of this card. Love to play first. Yes, it's fine. Basically, I have to try and not die here. I do not like discarding this matchup. Did you see how empty my opponent's hand was? You see how empty my opponent's hand was almost the entirety of that game? Like, we're basically playing a Jund mirror. My opponent's deck is like a Jund deck with blue cards in it. No, my opponent did not disconnect. They've just been playing exceedingly slow this entire time. Which we might actually just be done after this, because we're only going to be able to play like 1 match before Jake gets home from school. I need to clean my kitchen. Dismember my Tarmogoyf, yep. Grim Flayer, sweet. Wait, did they miss their second land drop? They did miss their second land drop. Alright, deal. Missed their second land drop, didn't play a cantrip. Sounds about right. Alright. 3-2. If you're looking to play fair interactive Magic in Modern, and you're a fan of like the Tarmogoyf discard Liliana the Veil decks, I think this feels like the best Liliana. Like if we played Jund recently too, and this deck feels like super reasonable. This deck also gets to like scratch my itch of like kind of toolboxing with the Traverse, which is nice. So I think I like this deck. If you're looking to play fair Magic in Modern, I think this deck is too fair for Modern in general. Like I don't think this is a deck. This isn't going to be a deck that I'm going to play on Saturday. But I think if you're trying to play fair in Modern for some reason, this deck is a fine choice for enabling you to do that. I guess I have an hour. We could play a couple matches with Tron in that time. There aren't really tutors in Hex because honestly, it's hard to balance tutors. You want this one? You want that one?